Good morning, guys. LadyLibertyStacker here. It is the morning of January 7, 2020, and I am using a modern, it's maybe a vintage, I don't know, but it's a modern day Lodge. It's a number 8, and they're a little heavier, which I don't like, but one reason why I do like Lodge, if you can get past the pebbly surface, which I have with this skillet, which is why I'm showing you making Egg McMuffins for breakfast, but I like Lodge because it tends to hold, once it heats up, it tends to hold the heat longer, and you can use it multiple ways. Like the other day I made turkey burgers on this and potato pancakes. All I did was give it a quick wipe out and then made the turkey burgers, and it was great for 2 things for our meal. So it just retains the heat. You don't have to worry about heating it back up, and as long as you do one item consecutive with another, for your meal. But anyways, this here is a number 8 modern day Lodge. It has been wire wheeled, or actually I took an Avanti strip disc to wheel the surface. It's been heating up on medium. It's not quite ready yet, but it's extremely smooth. It's still heavy, because modern Lodge is heavy, except for the black lock. Black lock is a little bit lighter. But we're going to look at the back side. I even wire wheeled the back. And you can kind of tell. You can see the wire strokes. I probably didn't do the best job. But the whole idea was to smooth it out so lint didn't stick to it. I'm not worried about the non-stick properties. This is non-stick. It was non-stick before I wire wheeled it. The reason why I do this is I prefer a smooth surface. It's much easier to clean, much easier to re-season, or in a mini season between cleanings to keep your skillet looking great. This is a great cooker. And let me see if we can see the back here. They have it the other way around so you can just see what it is. It's modern day. I'm wearing the GoPro, so it's kind of hard to show you. But there it is, Lodge. It's USA 8 SK, which means number 8 skillet. So there we go. And this is about the most you want to get. The largest size in a modern day Lodge you want to get without an assist handle. This one does not have an assist handle, which I really like that feature. You almost need it with most Lodge pans. But anyway, it's not quite ready yet. I will be back when it is, and I'll show you making the Egg McMuffins and how easy it is to clean afterwards. So I will be back. One more thing, just wanted to show you the ingredients today. We're going to use 1 egg each for each Egg McMuffin. 2 slices of, and today we have just the Velveeta cheese slices. I am out of the cheddar cheese and Swiss cheese today, so we're going to use this. Actually melts really good for this Egg McMuffin. We're going to use some ham. Don't have Canadian bacon. Technically, they make them with Canadian bacon, but you can also get them with sausage if you actually go to McDonald's. And I also like these brownberry wheat thins. They're called brownberry sandwich thins. These are 100% whole wheat, and they make them in different kinds. They have some with seeds on them. Hubby can't have the seeds, so we just get these. These are great, perfect for Egg McMuffins. So I will be back when the skillet's all heated up. Okay, guys, we're back. So it is heated up. You just drop a sprinkling of water on there, and if it dances and dissolves, you're all set. So we're just going to spray some non-GMO canola oil cooking spray on. It works great. I use it with my waffles as well, and we're just going to go ahead and crack an egg open. And my stove is actually needs to be leveled because it tends to float. Let's go ahead and move that. I'll let it set up first, and then I'll move it, separate them, no big deal. See how nonstick that is already? The key on fried eggs, guys, and that's what Egg McMuffins have in them, is you got to cook the egg yolk for sure, because if you don't cook it enough, it will run when you eat it, unless you like them like that. If you like them like that, then you don't cook them all the way through. So I just want to make sure they were split. Got to let them set up. And we'll be back when they're ready to flip over. All right, they should be ready to flip. So we're going to go ahead. See how nonstick that is? This is too heavy to shake back and forth. Somebody had made that suggestion. And we're going to go ahead and do this one. Whoops. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is squeeze down a little bit because I want to make sure to cook that egg yolk. Hubby hates it uncooked. Actually, I don't like it either because it's, you know, it comes out of your Egg McMuffin as runny yolks. You want to make sure to cook that. And this pan is just great since I wire wheeled it. So it's very, very, very smooth. And for everyday cookers that you're not going to worry about trying to, actually some people might even like these if you want to resell it as a cooker. It's already redone, re-seasoned, ready to go. A lot of people don't know how to do that, but these make wonderful cookers. So anywho, I will be back when it's ready to put them on our bun, and we'll show you everything else. Okay, these are done. They just slide right on out. I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to put this on here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to fry up our ham. This will caramelize on here, so you need to scrape it if you're going to cook something else after this, which I'm not. I'm just going to clean it for you and show you how easy it is to clean, but I've wire wheeled it. I'm going to let that cook. Flip it over. Melt the cheese on it. We'll be good to go. And I use, in this instance, I use the honey ham. It's got no artificial preservatives, no artificial flavors, no nitrites or nitrites added. The only kind we will use Hillshire Farm, unless if it's like from the deli and they can say the same thing. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. See how nonstick that is. This is a great cooker. It really is. Wasn't always easy to use though, and easy to clean before I wire wheeled it. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, almost done, guys. So we're going to go ahead and put our cheese on. Let it melt. Let it melt. I'm going to fold over the edges so they don't seep out onto the skillet. There we go. Let it melt a little bit, and then we're going to be done. I can turn the skillet off. And it's almost done here. Okay, it's going to be one of them. That's one. It's almost perfect. Don't even need a mold for the egg. There it is. Totally non-stick. Totally usable. We'll take it off the heat, let it cool, and then I'll show you how to clean it once we're done with breakfast. Okay, guys, we're going to eat our breakfast now. It's all set. But what I need to do first is I need to go ahead and put some hot water in the pan, let it soak a little bit during breakfast, get all those brown bits up. And you want to make sure the temperature of your water is the same temperature of the skillet, because skillets don't like sudden heat change. That's what causes warping. All right, I'll be back to show you how I clean. Okay, guys, this has been soaking while we had our breakfast. Sometimes I'll soak my pans for 10-15 minutes. One time I accidentally soaked it overnight. But if they're properly seasoned, nothing will happen. There will be no rust, nothing. So, but I wouldn't recommend doing this as a regular practice, but sometimes you do need to soak it to get the gunk off. I think the maximum time you really should soak something might be, anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, depending on how much, even a half an hour. Just go in there. But anyway, this has been soaking. I'm going to take my Scott-Brite pad. This is a non-abrasive one. The non-abrasive one is curvy. There is a straight one that's more abrasive. But like I said, if they're properly seasoned, you should be okay. But as a precaution, I just stick with these. You can get these at your local grocery store and go from there. So I'm just cleaning it up. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick rinse. The water is still actually a little warm. I'm going to run my fingers on it just to make sure there's no food. There's not. Now I'm going to you can take a cotton dish towel if you want, if you're not sure, but I'm just going to go ahead and take a half sheet paper towel just to show you in this instance that there's no sticking of lint on the skillet, because I wire wheeled the whole entire thing. And the more you use it, the blacker it becomes. It tends to fill in. You don't see anything. And sometimes you'll see something when you do it this way. Sometimes you'll still see some, it's hard to show. Like right there, you see at 5 o'clock there's a little bit of stuff that's cooked on. So what we're going to go ahead and do is turn on the burner. And what I'm going to do is take that Scotch-Brite, Scott pad, whatever you want to call them. Get them interchanged with the towels. It's a little wet. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and give a final scrubbing on the stove. And we're going to give it a mini reseasoning. Just making sure everything is off. You want all the food residue off. That's why when you pick up a new skillet and there's all kinds of crap and crud, that's just food that was never properly cleaned off the skillet, guys. So, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and heat this. And, I'm wearing the GoPro, so I'm going back and forth. We're going to go ahead and wipe it up again. And you can see there, it'll evaporate, but I just want to show you for the sake of this video how I can go ahead and wipe it down. Now I got all the food residue off. I'm kind of OCD with my skillets. I like them to look good. Even the lodges, I like them to look good. And if you practice on your everyday cookers, when you actually run into something vintage like a Wagner or a Griswold and you want to redo it or make sure you're properly taking care of it, it's great practice. The more you do this, the better you're going to get at it. Now look at that. It looks beautiful. I'm going to let it heat up here. I usually give these thicker ones about 3 minutes to 4 minutes to heat up. And then once I do, I'm going to go ahead and apply a thin layer of Crisco on here. Apply it with my cotton rag. And I throw it out eventually, but I keep it for a while till it becomes saturated with fat. And then I let it dry in the garage on a metal rack, and then I go ahead and dispose it in the trash. There's really no good videos about that, but you don't want to leave it laying in the corner of your house somewhere they can combust and cause a house fire. You don't want to do that. But at any rate, replace it with a new cotton towel, and then I wipe it off with my shop vac towels. These get a lot of use out of them. You can see here a little bit of use there, but I can, the more you use them, the lint starts to come off of the towels. So I fold 2 sheets together and then fold them over into quarters, and you get a lot of use out of the towels. So that's how I wipe off any of my seasoning that I do. So I will be back when this thing heats up, and I'll show you how nice it is. Doesn't catch any lint at all. Okay guys, I'm back. We're all ready to give it a mini seasoning. And we're just going to go ahead and put a thin layer of Crisco on here. And this is how you keep your pans getting better and better over time. And just go ahead and spread it on the handle. And you can see, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off now. You can see nothing sticking. no lint coming off in the pan. That's the main reason why I wire wheel these. I mean, they're non-stick regardless if you use enough heat and fat with your cooking, but you've got to, there. Now we're going to go ahead and turn it over. And it's not so hot that I can't touch it, but I'm going to go ahead and you can see the wire wheel strokes on here. But you know what? I don't care. I hate that lint sticking to the pans, and these pans are so pebbly. And the longer it heats up like this, it's been heating up for about 4 minutes, the hotter the handle does get. And you want to be careful. You want to make sure you have your mitt close at hand, where if you need to pick it up. And that's why the handle tends to be a little lighter than the rest of the skillet, because it doesn't, it's not over direct heat like the skillet is. Use it enough times though, it will get black. I have a lot of skillets, so they're not going to all get real black until I've had them all for a long time. That's okay. I don't mind, as long as they look good. Okay. Now see how I've turned it over on my glass top? That's kind of how you keep your glass top looking good too if you have a glass top. Now, I'm going to let this go for about, till it smokes, till it starts to smoke. About 3 minutes is good. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer because I don't want to forget about it. One time I was re-seasoning a skillet and I forgot about it, and it was on here for an hour. That was not good. But it didn't cause any serious damage. Some of the seasoning started to come off on the bottom side. Because you get it too hot, then that will actually start to strip your pan. So don't do that. If you put a pan accidentally in a self-cleaning oven, you're going to strip it. All right, I'll be back and show you what it looks like. Okay, guys, it is done. The timer's gone off. We're going to shut off the timer. Shut off. Okay, guys, the timer just went off, so I shut off the burner. We're going to go ahead and put our mitt on. And I'm just going to give it one final rub down. It's smoking. That's how I do it. Just give it a final rub down, kind of polishing it, if you will. See how it's smoking there? I don't know if you can see that. You can see it coming off the skillet. That's what you want. You just don't want to leave it on there for an hour. But when it smokes like that, it starts to bake on your seasoning layer. So you can see nice and shiny there. I'm just kind of giving a nice little polish so we're ready for the next time. And there it is. So easy. All right, guys, give me a thumb up if you want to see more content like this, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment or a question below, and I'll do my best to answer it. If you have any, if you want to reach me, if you want to contact me, I'm LadyLibertyStacker at gmail.com. Anyway, guys, here's the final product. Thanks, and go make it a great day.